I visited my favorite 100 famous views of Edo, painted by Hiroshige Ando, to see what the scene looks like today. The Komagata-do Hall and Azuma-bashi Bridge, number 062, is a view looking toward the sky tree from Azuma-bashi Bridge over Komagatado Hall, which was located at the west end of Komagatabashi Bridge. Komagata-do is currently located on the north side of Komagatabashi Bridge west, up from Asakusa station on the Toei Subway Asakusa line. This is the point circled in red. When Hiroshige painted it, it was located a little further south, in the middle of Asakusa-dori, where Komagatabashi Bridge crosses. Hiroshige's viewpoint is represented by a red gradation. I will cover this map with an old map of the time. There are some positional differences and distortions, but you can get a glimpse of what it was like in those days. Komagata-do Hall was located on the banks of the Sumida River about 300 meters straight south of Kaminaraman Gate. Through Komagata-do, Hiroshige depicted the Sumida River, the streets of Hanyo, Azuma Bridge, and the Hosokawa family's residence in Kumamoto on the east side of the bridge. The west side of Komagata-do faces the Ukiyo-e road, and on the west side is the Sumida River. This Komagata-do faced the river direction in the early days, but at this time it was facing that Ukiyo-e road. In the old days, the main gate of Sensoji Temple was located here, and visitors to the temple would come by boat to the riverbank, climb up from the side of the Komagata-do, join hands with the Komagata-do, and then walk along the tree-lined path to the main hall via the Kaminaraman Gate. Let's take a closer look at Hiroshige's painting from above. The first thing that appears is a bird flying in the dark sky. This is a Hodotojisu, toad lily. In the Sumida River, the cicadas begin to sing about 15 days after the first day of summer, which was called Hatsune, first sound. This bird symbolizes the arrival of summer. It is also said that the bird was painted to evoke a phrase from a letter sent by Kohi Takao II, a Yoshiwara prostitute, to Tsunamune date of Sendai, with whom she had just parted. Nushiwa Komagata Atari wo Hidotojisu. I guess you are still around Komagata. This phrase was also a famous love story known to everyone in Japan at the time. Below it, a red rag flutters in the rain. This is the signboard of Baniya Hayaku's Yuk, a haberdashery shop selling white powder and rouge, located just across the street from Komagata-do Hall. A red cloth was tied around the end of a long pole to advertise the shop so that it would stand out even from a distance high in the sky. The sign read, "Does your store sell white powder to nymphs?" It is said that Edo citizens made fun of him. On the other side of the river is the Hanyo district, and just across the Azuma-bashi Bridge is the residence of Hosokawa Nadonokami of the Nido clan in Kumamoto. Many rafts and boats carrying goods were passing by on the Sumida River, giving a sense of life in those days. On the right side, a stored lumber is standing, indicating that there were many lumber dealers in this neighborhood. At the bottom of the painting, in front of the front, is the riverbank, where many boats can be seen moored. The area between this riverbank and the intersection of Komagata-do and Ukiyo-e road is a little wider, and there appear to have been tea stalls and the like. Now, please take a look at the differences in printing in Ukiyo-e. In the first print, rain clouds are beautifully depicted using the Atenashibakashi technique to express a sky that looks as if it is about to start pouring. The same is true of the smoke rising from the townhouse. Also, the rain that has begun to fall is depicted as thin white streaks. In later printings, however, the blurring became less and less pronounced, and the rain was drawn in black. The color and pattern of the title in the upper right corner also differs, as does the overall color, coloring, and quality of alignment. It seems that different printers and engravers have completely different ways of expressing their work. This is another painting by Hiroshige depicting Komagata-do Hall. The left image shows citizens pounding rice cakes next to Komagata-do, indicating that Komagata-do Hall was located on a stone wall for a seawall. The painting on the right depicts a long vertical line from the pine tree at the head of the river downstream to Komagata-do Hall and Senso-ji Temple. The painting on the right depicts Komagata-do Hall, Senso-ji Temple, Azuma-bashi Bridge, the forest of Misaki Suijin no Mari, and Mount Tsukuba in the distance, from the pine tree at the head of the river, also downstream. The painting on the left is Komagata-do Hall by Eisen Kaizai, but the shape is slightly different. Although the title of the painting is Komagata-do, it may have been painted in a different location. This painting is part of a triptych by Katsushika Hakusai, with the Onmaya riverbank on the left and Komagata-do on the far right. The signboard of Baniya Hayaka's Yuke, with its red cloth held high, is also depicted. If you look closely, you can see a slight difference in the form of the mimetic bead part of the Komagata-do. You can also see that the front of the riverbank is stepped. To the left of the Komagata-do, you can see a small Keizetsuhi, a monument that forbids the killing of fish in the area. This monument was erected in March of the 6th year of the Jinroku era, 1693, and still remains today. This painting is Edo Mai Shotsukai by Setsuten Hasegawa. It is a bird's eye view of Komagata-do from the riverside, and you can clearly see its position in relation to its surroundings. When seen from the river by boatmen, Komagata-do looked like a white horse running, so it was called Komakake, meaning horse running, which then became Komagata. This picture is an old map, and this is the angle from which you see it. This painting depicts the entire Senso-ji Temple by Toei Hake, a Kano school teacher turned student of Katsushika Hakusai. You can clearly see the relationship between Senso-ji Temple and Komagata-do. In the days when there were no airplanes, the area around Senso-ji Temple must have looked like this when seen from the sky. Senso-ji Temple was founded when the main statue of Kannon Bozatsu, goddess of mercy, was scooped up with a net by a fisherman fishing in the Sumida River. The statue was first enshrined in the small hall located here, around Komagata-do. Later, in 942, the Komagata-do Hall was built as a place of worship to express gratitude to and protect the fish living in the Sumida River, and to enshrine the Beito Kannon, a guardian deity of living creatures. Eventually, a Keizetsuhi monument was placed in the Sumida River and this area was declared a no-fishing zone. The main deity, Beito Kannon, goddess of mercy, is a rare example of the Kannon, with its eyes lifted up in the corners, its hair in a rage, and its fangs bared. As the guardian deity of horses and a god of travel, the temple was worshipped by travelers on the Ukiyo-e road in front of it, and was so famous in Edo that no one knew of it. I actually went to Komagata-do. This is the present Komagata-do Hall. The hall at that time was destroyed by fire in the Great Kanto earthquake, so it was built afterwards. The hall, which was white at the time, is now red. The stone wall that surrounded the building was relocated and became what it is today. This is a photo from a bit further back. The blue bridge on the right is Komagata Bridge, and Komagata-do Hall was located right in front of it. The white building to the left of Komagata-do is the famous Mujitoro restaurant. This is the stone pillar sign that still remains to the south of the hall, which is the Keizetsuhi monument that forbids the killing of animals in the area. This is a picture of Komagata-do Hall from the back. Today, between the Sumida River and Komagata-do, there is a path leading to Azumabashi Bridge and a private house. I actually tried to fit the current view into Hiroshige's painting. However, Azumabashi Bridge is not visible from Komagata-do today. Therefore, I combined Azuma-bashi Bridge and Komagata-do as seen from Komagatabashi Bridge. It turned out to be an interesting picture. Although now merged, there was a town called Batayu in Nasugan, Tokiji Prefecture. The family of a local businessman donated a collection of paintings by Hiroshige Ando and other works to open the Batayu Hiroshige Art Museum. Designed by architect Kengo Kuma, the museum is a wonderful place to view many works of art, including Hiroshige's paintings and prints. I wonder if this is also related to the Beidou Kannon, which has a frightening appearance.